beginners to advanced, and we have this React beginners to advanced every month, and because of that, we are having it this month also. So those who don't know, every month we have this CSS beginners to advanced, JavaScript beginners to advanced, and ReactJS beginners to advanced. These are the three things which are very much required for you to become a web app developer. Someone was asking me how to become a web developer. This is something which is required. This is a must, and we do projects also. We do a lot of projects also. This month we have done a lot of projects, fundamental projects we have done, JavaScript projects we have done, React projects we have done. So those all things are also there. Okay, so let me also say welcome. Let me see whether I'm live or not. Okay, yeah, I'm live. And okay, so someone was asking why late, sir. I was not late, exactly at 6:30 I started. So maybe my watch is there. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. So for React.js, you need JavaScript knowledge, and we have already done JavaScript beginners to advanced and master also we done. So why learn React.js? The React.js is the most popular framework right now, and it is ahead. You might have heard another thing like Angular. You might have earned. So there is nothing to explain. Okay, so you might have learned much because we are going to do all theoretical, so all practical. So React.js is why. React.js is why it is the see whatever front end apps you make today. You don't make it with vanilla JavaScript. Okay, you either make it with React.js or you make it with Angular. But React is 10 times more popular than Angular. You'll get 10 times more jobs than that we are going to get in Angular. Angular is used, but in projects like more entrepreneurial enterprise projects it is used, so you'll find it more in some services companies and all those things, some very big companies are all. But React is everywhere, from startups to everything. So every company in the FANG keyword, so everybody knows the FANG keyword: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Everybody uses React except G, which is Google, because Google created Angular. So yeah, the Google products are in Angular. So the top product which you are using, which I'm using right now, YouTube, you're seeing it on YouTube. YouTube is created in Angular. The front end part of it. I'm not talking about the back end part. The front end part of it is made in Angular. Okay, so that is it. But the biggest web app on the planet, which is Facebook. Facebook is even bigger than YouTube. Why Facebook is even bigger than YouTube? Facebook has got 3 billion people on its platform. 3 billion is half of the world population. And Facebook, the traffic it gets, it's way too much. Okay, it's way too much. And so they use React heavily, and they created React. So Facebook is backing React. Okay, so that is there. So now we are going to create enough of theory. The theory you can learn from other places also. So theory, I don't teach that much theory. So that is the basics of React. So what we are going to do, maybe I will teach some theory when I am creating a React app, because what is there. Okay, let me open and when you are starting with React, you should be at least a bit knowing about the terminal. Whether you're using a Windows, whether you're using a Mac, it doesn't matter. If you are using a Windows, please don't use Windows command line. Use something known as a Git bash. There is something known as a Git bash. You need to be not very good in terminal, but you need to be good in terminal. Not very good, but good in terminal. That's what I'm telling. You need to know the command. At least know what is CD. At least know what is mkdir. And because when I ask people to give their GitHub profile, they're not able to give me their GitHub profile. You should know how to do the GitHub profile, and we have a very good video also on that. So if you're using Windows, please download this terminal. Don't use the Windows terminal. Okay, download this thing. And React, you will find it is much more easier than JavaScript. Okay, so that is the vanilla JavaScript projects which we have done a lot. So what I am going to do here, am I sharing my screen? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So that is done. There is something created by Facebook, because as I told, React is done by Facebook. So when I search for create React app, you will see this thing, and it is completely open source. So it is completely open source. No, everybody can use it, and the code is also available. You can check the code, but this code is mainly maintained by Facebook. But you also can go into this open source thing, and you can add something like, see this something is there. Okay, so there are a lot of contributors are there, and this guy is the creator of React, Dan Abramov. He's the father of React, or he's the one of the most popular guy on the planet, Dan Abramov, because he created the most popular thing on the planet. So he works in Facebook. Okay, Dan Abramov. So that is there, and then what we need to do, what is this create React app? So by default the browser understands only HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It doesn't understand anything like React. It doesn't understand anything like Angular also have something like this, and React also have something like this. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to do npx create React app and any app name we are going to do. And React is mainly divided into two parts only. Okay, one is the class based, one is the functional based. Earlier it was not like that. But what happened, like in 2000, since 2015 React was very popular. I'm using it since 2015 and 15. Okay, since in 2020 React is moving slowly towards the functional component. Okay, so the main concepts of React which you are going to learn, like state and lifecycle methods, have moved to the functional component. Okay, so that is there, but first we have to learn the class base. It is a must to learn class base. A lot of people who are new in React and they will watch some videos, some very good app like some clone, they will see that the clone was made in hook based React. Then they will ask why functional class based React is made. Class based React is still there. Okay, and hook based. Okay, so let me talk later on. So the thing is that because it takes around 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes to be created. So you have to use this command to create a React app, and for that only one thing is required, which is your computer should have something known as Node.js. Node.js comes with npm. So if you don't have, please go there and download it, and you'll get it for Windows. I have a Mac, so I will get it for Mac. So you'll download it and you can download it. Okay, so if someone is having some problem in downloading these all these things, I think for a Windows machine, I have something on my channel. Like when I took a brand new Windows machine, I did the setup and all. Okay, but that is there. So my backup machine is a Windows machine. So that is there. And what we have to do? Okay, we have to do run this command for me. And one more thing you can do: node dash v. It gives the version, and they are telling that something they're telling. Okay, so okay, so Node version 14.0 later. Okay, so my Node version is 16, so it will work. And even the npm dash v also I can say. So npm also I have. So that is okay. So now I can do this command, and this my app. Npx is a new version of Node. So it's my app. Instead of this, I can take something else also, but it's better I will take this my app. So why it's not copied? Okay, so let it do. Okay, so it takes some time, so that's why I was telling. So it will take some time, and it will be done. Okay, without without key means what? You don't need key or something in Windows. Okay, so if you want to see, I have that on my channel also. I think you don't need any key or something, but you need Node.js for sure. Okay, if you go to, I think you need the installation. You need the installation. Okay, without key, no, it doesn't require all those things. Pirated OS and all, it doesn't require. It is not checking anything whether it is pirated or not. Okay, so it doesn't checks anything. Okay, but don't use pirated. Windows is very cheap. Okay, so that is there, and maybe I have something on Windows. Okay, and those who have not subscribed, please do subscribe. We're doing so much, and we did a 12-hour crazy long boot camp which nobody had done in the history of YouTube. Okay, so okay, okay, yeah, this one. So I actually purchased this Windows machine, and in this Windows machine I have done every installation from your VS Code to your Node.js, and all those things were done. Okay, so that is there, and if you want, you can always refer to this Windows set up with Node. So it doesn't matter for that. It doesn't matters. Okay, so that is there, and hope this is done. Okay, so this is done. Sometimes people will get error here, but I have not got any error, and it should be shown like happy hacking. Happy hacking. It's thank Murugan. It was a nice boot camp. Please do subscribe to the channel and tell your friends also. So now I'll do a cd my apps as they're telling. I'll do this thing cd my apps, and then I will do the npm start. But before npm start, see, as I've told, you need to know some command line at this point. Before this point, you need to know some command line. Okay, and there is a command line for opening the code in VS Code. Okay, so that is like code dot you have to do, and it will open. If you don't see this option in Windows, see, VS Code is made by Microsoft only, so it works. It is not like that. It doesn't works very good in Mac. It works excellent well in Windows also. So that is there. So this code dot command, it also works very good in Windows. Okay, it is how it is run. It is you do a Control Shift P on Windows. I think Control Shift P. Okay, yeah, Control Shift P, and then right path, and then you have to do this thing, install code command in path, and it will be installed. Okay, then you can what is the benefit of it? You can use this code thing. Okay, so that is the benefit of it. Now I will do a npm start, as they were telling. This is how you start a React app. And React app, the main thing is that you don't require to use anything like a live server. It is already live. Okay, it is already live. So this is how it will show React. And let me make it a bit small, we don't want it so big. Okay, so yeah, so this is done. And see, this will continuously keep on running. This will continuously keep on running. Where is my terminal? Yeah, this is my terminal. It will continuously keep on running. And it is also telling that it is opening on localhost 3000. Localhost 3000 is open, and we'll see the famous React logo here, and we'll get started with React. Okay, so that is there. And React, let us first understand the structure of a React project. It came with a lot of things. If you have done a HTML, CSS, JavaScript project, you know that we have only three files: HTML, CSS, and one index.html, one style.css, one main.js. But why so many files? And as I've told, the browser only understands three things. It understands HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, nothing more than that. So I'm using React. So how I'm using React, and what is the structure of it, how it gets converted into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, how it gets converted. So first thing is that there is something known as the package.json file is there. So package.json file is very, very important. It contains small programs. See, nowadays the whole of the internet is through something known as the open source. So open source, even React is open source, completely, the code is completely available. So the age of something known as some might have heard something like Salesforce and all those things are over, because React is backed up by one of the biggest company on the planet. I think the second biggest company is Facebook, and it is completely free. So free, and the biggest company, it's like it's like heaven for every small company startup. Okay, so it every like this kind of projects like React and Angular, they depends upon something known as small project, small npm packages. But and package.json tells us what are the npm packages which are there. So here you'll see that React and React DOM and all this. And one more thing, yeah, for those who are new here, every week we have this 4 days long CSS, JavaScript, React, JavaScript Advanced, like that classes or something else also. And in that we give this participation certificates also. But here what the thing is that you have to fill the participation certificate on all 4 days. 4 days you have to fill the attendance form. Okay, then you will get the certificate. So it will happen, it happens on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Wednesday is off. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday we keep to have different days. Those are new here. I'm telling you, every week we have this schedule. So the timing is not fixed. Sometimes we have something at 4, and sometimes we might have something at 8:30. But this week some festival is this, so I'm having it a bit early. Maybe we are going to change this timing to 7:30, something like that. Okay, so that is there. And these are some of the packages which are there. One thing important to note is that React version 18.2 is there. 18.2 is there, which is the current version. React also releases version every year. And there was something happened with React version 16.8. They started having the functional component, they started having more features, like hooks were introduced, React hooks. So first 3 days we're going to learn React class based, next 2 days we're going to learn hooks. And projects we're not going to do. Projects we have already done for React previous week, so you can see that thing. Okay, and that projects are important for the internship opportunity also, which we are given. Okay, so which we are giving, maybe later on I will tell. Okay, so that is there. So now the next thing is what this git ignore is something which is very important in any React project. This node modules is there. There is a folder known as node modules. Actually every project, this node modules contains of the binary kind of a things, and this is very, very heavy. Okay, so reveal and find out. Okay, maybe it will not tell me the byte. Okay, if I get info, sometimes it is much more easier in Windows to see the size. Okay, so it is showing me the size. It is showing me this. It is 390 MB, 390 MB on the disk. and rest of them are very small. Okay, 390 MB is a lot. Okay, so 390 MB is the size. Okay, and rest of the files are very small. Okay, 300. So what happens, most of the time you're going to put this in a GitHub, and you should know GitHub by this time. And when you put in a GitHub has by default a limit of 2 GB. If I put this node modules also there, then my GitHub will be filled in 4-5 projects. It will be filled. That's why we never put the node modules. And but how we will run in the local system? When in the local system you run, you have to run another command known as npm I or npm install. It will install this node modules on your local system. Local system you have more space, so that is there. So that is about getting. No, the next thing is that we're going to do this public. In public, you'll see something. There is as index.html. Index.html is there. So index.html, I'm going to delete some of the things here. Index.html. So this is a commenting. So we know in HTML we do commenting like this. So there are a lot of comments are there. So even deleted, nothing happens when you delete the comment. And so that is there. Now you'll see that there is a title. It is showing this is a React app, and some link is there. So head part is something in which you can also put something like bootstrap or something you can do. We'll see later on, like learn React. It's there. Then if I save it, see, I told there is a hot reloading already there. You don't have to install something like live server. See, learn React has been done here. So title and all is there, but the body, you see the body is very small. Body is, I have a div of id root. Div of id root I have. So what is this div of id root? Okay, so if I show here, then in the src, the React project actually starts from index.js. So this project, this file, it from here it starts. And this is some of the code is like totally like your Facebook kind of a code, so we don't have to learn much about it. But here is one important thing is happening. React dom.create root. So this is like a bit of JavaScript code. React dom.create, anyways, React is a JavaScript library. Create root document dot get element by id root. So those who know DOM programming, get element by id gets the element by id. So get element by id root, actually this line means that create a root element, and in which the document dot get this thing in the root variable, get this thing like this in the root variable, this whole thing in the root variable, and then in that render something known as a app, So all of the React application is actually rendered in this div of id root. The whole React application is rendered here, div of id root, it is rendered. So now you'll go to this app. Okay, actually this app.js is been shown here, the app.js. If you see closely, it's a completely HTML code. Okay, class and all those things are there. Image and src, some of the things I'm going to tell. Okay, src, edit this and all these things. So this is how react.js works. But this file, you might be saying, okay, HTML is there, but this is a JS file. Okay, JS file is JavaScript file. How can we have a HTML in a JavaScript? So in React, what happens? HTML and JavaScript are one file, and they are known as something known as JSX, JavaScript XML. Sometimes people think, okay, it is very difficult, JSX. No, it is very easy. There is not much different. Try to do this thing in vanilla JavaScript, where you have to create the HTML on your own with something like create element, get element by id, all those things. So those are very complicated. Instead of this, you're directly creating a HTML here, which is like very easy. So this class name is there. So what is this class name? Okay, so this class name is something, JSX have something a bit different, like classes are there. So class name is there. What is this class name? Class name is actually class. Okay, React class. Okay, React class. And this app.css is there. So what is this app.css? App.css will go. So it is a normal CSS file. So it means that I'm using normal CSS. But why this class name is there? Because class is a keyword in a JavaScript. So in React, what happens? We use the word class name. And now, if one more thing I want to share. So if I inspect it, and this element, okay, element is now, maybe I need to do it a bit bigger. Okay. So if you see this div of id root, which I had shown, it is there, and all of the project is like header app and div class app, Like I will come here, div app and header app and all these things are been here. Here it has been shown. You don't need to know much about it, but this is the theoretical part of means how React works. Now we are going to start with mainly the React. So this was the structure of React. This is known as the structure of React. Now we are going to look into the main thing. Okay, one sec. No problem. So it is there. Hi Sudhir, good evening. So that is there. Now we are going to start mainly with React, and React is all about components. React everything. And see, we don't have to now open this again. This we don't have to open again. This we don't have to open again. We'll start from here. So this is what we have left, and now React is actually having two kind of components. One is a stateful class-based component, although nowadays function component also have a state. So one is a class-based component, we'll understand like this. One is a class-based component, one is functional component. But we'll not learn much about state right now. We'll learn about state in a functional component when we're going to learn about hooks. So now let us learn how I'm going to teach. Okay. So the first thing is we need to create a component, and the industry standard is like you in the SRC we create a components folder. In the SRC we'll create a components folder, and here I will create a file greet.js I will write, and here I will first we create a functional component. Okay, functional components are simple functions. So this functional component I will create, and first thing we have to do is import React. From React we have to do. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do export const greet equal to, I'll create an arrow function because I love arrow function, but you can create a normal function also, because you can see this app.js which is holding everything is a normal function, not an arrow function, but I love arrow function and they have some benefits also. So they're modern way of JavaScript. Okay, so export const greet I have done. Then I will have a return, and in this return, so return I will have a h1 known as hello world. Hello world I will have. I will save it. Now how I will use it, how I will going to use it. So I'll go to the app.js. Here I have this header, app header and all these things. So this is coming. So always when we use the React app, we remove all these things because this is the boilerplate code. Now I want my greet.js to be shown. Greet.js to be shown. So what I am going to do here, I'll come here and do a GREET, and VS Code will give me some suggestions that okay it is there, and then if I press the enter, it will import it. And React components are like I have to close it like this logo I'm not using, so I will remove it. Now I will save it. Okay, I will save it. Yeah, you need to know JavaScript a lot before joining this team. You need to be pretty good in JavaScript, at least that much good which we tell. Okay, don't go too deep in JavaScript, but you need to be that much good in JavaScript, which we teach. We teach both JavaScript beginners to advanced. At least you should go through our JavaScript beginners to advanced or JavaScript, and we have JavaScript advanced to master also. Previous month also we have, and you can go to the bootcamp which we have on Saturday. So there also JavaScript was covered. Without JavaScript there is no React. Okay, so you cannot do React without JavaScript. So hope it answers your questions. So I'm going to use everything JavaScript only. So okay, so that is there. So that is there. So let me also mention, yes, if someone says this later on, they'll understand. Yes. Okay, so that is there. So I've added this greet. Here, and this is been shown here. How it is been shown. So React, every components are like a different, like it is in a different space. So you have to export it. Every component you have to export it. This is the functional component. So I'm exporting the functional component, like with the export command, whole function I'm exporting, and then I have to import it. And I'm importing it with a curly bracket. I have to give the path here. I have to give the path here. So I've given the path and I am importing it here. I've given the path and I am importing it. Okay, so that is there. Now, okay, so yeah, so this is been shown here. So I'm importing it like this, and this kind of import is known as what? This kind of import is known as named import. Is known as named import. Okay, is known as named import, and this kind of export is known as named export. Why this is known as named import and why this is known as named export? Because I can export multiple things here. So if I do here and do a export and const and react greet, okay, I can export multiple things here. Okay, so maybe I'll copy this code here and hello react I'll do. So I'm exporting this also. Now I'm going to use this also. So how I'm going to use react greet. So see one thing here, and I have to self close it. So I'm saving it. So hello react is coming. So the main thing is that here I can have this inside this curly brackets. I can have multiple things. So I can have 100 things also here. And actually we don't use this kind of export. This is not a named export, and it is useful in creating some functions like utility functions. Some maybe in a very big projects, react is used in very big projects. In a very big project, I have some utility class, some function will take the average of it, some function will take the sum of it, or something like that. Okay, average and all these things. So I can create multiple functions, but we use only 5% of time in this thing. We use some different kind of way of export, and that is known as default export. So let us create something known as a default export. So I will go here, and the components are create another component known as greeting. React, we should divide everything in component. Okay, greeting.js, and here. Okay, so one more thing, I don't want to do the skeleton code again. The skeleton code, there is a way to write the skeleton code in React. In HTML we know that not we give and the skeleton code is created by VS Code. So it is not like in React. Okay, so React, what happens, there are some of the small components. Okay, small things are there. Okay, like this one, programs which I have already done, like live server. So this is one very important program in React. You should always install it. This is known as ES7 React Redux React Native. It is not showing complete snippet. Okay, so it is known as snippet. This you have to install it. When you install it, what happens? You get this nice skeleton code. You don't have to write the complete React code. So what does that means? I can get the skeleton very easily. So there are 2-3 commands only. So like this RAFCE, what it will do? It will create the complete arrow function code RAFCE, and it will create it completely. So this is done. So now I will come here, and this greeting is there. Maybe I will put a h1 only. I put greeting from React. I'll do greeting from React. I'll do. Now this greeting I want to show it in the app. So how I'll do, again I'll do the same thing. I'll come here and do a GREETING greeting. Okay, so and I'll show it, and I'll see. See, there is something different in the import. See, the difference in the import is that I'm not having this curly bracket. So this is known as default import, no curly bracket. It also means that you can only import one thing from a class, and you export it with the default keyword. See, here we were doing the export here, and we can export multiple times, but here I'm doing the default keyword. So I can export only one thing. I can export only one thing, not more than that. So that is like this. It will be shown greeting, and greeting from React has been shown. So this is there. Now we are going to learn about the class component. So these are all functions and component, and class component require the knowledge of ES6 classes. Okay, so the classes are introduced in, so in React we use almost every ES6 concept out there. Every ES6 concept we use in React. Okay, so that is there. Now what we are going to do in the components here, we're going to go and do a welcome.js. I'll do, and again a shortcut is there. I don't want to write the complete code. So that shortcut is known as RCE, but that shortcut is there. It's a bit a bit wrong because that's a skeleton code. I'm doing two-time export. Two-time export is not required. You should remove one of them export. Okay, so that is there, and this is the class based. Okay, so the class based is a bit different. Okay, if you can see, again I'll do h1. Welcome to React. Welcome to React. I'll save it. Welcome to React, and I will save it. See, the difference here is a lot. So we'll not see this one because this one is like we are going to see this. So if you see the difference here, so first thing is that here there is a class keyword is there. Of course is a ES6 class, so class keyword is there. Class welcome extends component. So what is this component? So component is something which the React team has written a lot of functions there, because class based component has got a lot of functions like state and lifecycle methods, all those things. Extends is a inheritance. So this is in classes we have inheritance. So this is a boilerplate code which you have to write. So extends means inheritance. Okay, so inheritance, but you don't have to know much. And but React classes are very easy. You're soon going to see that it is not like crazy complex like Java classes. Okay, so and even if you attended our ES6 classes, there we tell you that we have to create an object. Here we don't even have to create an object like the new keyword and all those things. But here one thing is there is a render keyword is there. Okay, the render keyword is there, and inside the render we have this return. Okay, we have this return inside the render. Okay, and this is been shown. So that is there, render inside a return. So that is different from this class, from this function. Now the main thing is that we use it like a function only. We don't use a new keyword to create an object. No, we just use it like welcome, and like this it will there. Okay, yeah, where class-based class components are more complex than functional component. That's why React is moving toward functional component, but class components are not gone anywhere. There is functional components are very easy. Means React has now become even 10 times easier, but class-based component you have to learn. Okay, so that is there because all the complex topic of class-based are been moved to hooks, React hooks, which we are going to do last one day is enough, I think. Okay, I think. Uh, 2 to 3 days will complete in class based, and because I don't do it like that, I don't also know how much I'll complete, but I'll complete everything. But how it will class component will at least take 2 to 3 days, and then hooks is very small, it will be completed in 1 day. So that is there. And greetings, okay, greetings is there, and then okay, so this is how the class is there. So but see, using it is like very easy. Like welcome, it is used like functional only. So welcome to React is coming. So this is how it is been used. All right, so React is a very small JavaScript library, so it doesn't have many concepts. Here we are going to learn about a concept known as props in React. Props are a way to pass data in React from one component to another. Like app.js is known as the parent component of all these things because it is calling this thing. So if I want to pass some data from app.js to welcome or greetings, how do I pass it? I pass it with in a special way. It is known as a props. It's known as a props in React.js. Okay, so that is there. So what I am going to do right now, I'm going to comment out some of the things here. And in React or in any other language, you select everything and then control backslash will comment out that thing. Control backslash will comment out that thing, and it will be commented out. So see, this comment is a bit different than what we see generally. This comment is a bit different, and then I will comment this also out, and greetings and welcome is there. Greeting and welcome is only shown. Maybe I will comment out welcome also, but because we're going to see how to pass a data in a functional component first. Okay, how to pass the data there. So we pass data through the concept of props. There, as I've told, there are three major concepts in React: props, state, and lifecycle method. So this is the props. So how we pass the data? So suppose I am passing the name equal to JavaScript. Name equal to Golang name equal to shift. I am passing this thing. Okay, so one thing, okay, it will call 3 times because I'm passing it but I'm not using it. Name is the name of the props. I can, name is not like this I have to use name. I can use anything like age also, lang also, language equal to JavaScript. And so, but whatever I use, I have to use it at all the 3 places. And this is the value of it. So this is the variable whatever I'm using, and this is the value of that. Okay, so value is JavaScript, Golang, and shift. Okay, so that is there. Now, how do I receive it? Okay, it is not that much easy like you pass it and receive it. So there is some keyword is there through which we will receive the data, and that keyword is known as a props. 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 It's known as a props. Okay, so that is there. Now, what we are going to have here, props we have written. Now let me also show something. We can use the console log here. Console log of props. Console log of props I will use. I will now open inspect console, save it. Okay, console log is coming 2-3 more times. So when the React version 18 was released, it happens every time. So actually this dev tool backend something, see, greetings.js, the console is coming, but something more it is showing. Okay, so it is like I don't like it more time it is shown. And you can omit this I found it on Stack Overflow how to do this thing. Okay, and this react.strict mode you have to remove it. Okay, it doesn't mean anything, so you remove it, so you'll see only 3 times. Okay, the real log you'll see, or else I don't know what log it shows. Okay, so that is there. And name JavaScript, Golang, and shift. So it is coming like this when I'm doing console log. uh, Console log, see, one thing is there. I'm passing this name and JavaScript, name Golang, name shift I'm passing, but somehow magically it get converted into some object. And this is what React does behind the scene. React does behind the scene, but magically it get converted into an object. That's what React is all about. Okay, so it does a lot of magic out there. So name is JavaScript, name is Golang, name is shift. Object is been created. But since the object is been created, it will be very easy to use it, because objects you can refer to. The main criteria for me is to get the JavaScript, Golang, and shift. So it will be very easy. I have to show the JavaScript, Golang, and shift. And I have to, whenever you want to show some variable inside a React app, so these are like string. So greeting from, it's a hard coded thing, but I want to show variable. Then what I have to do, this curly bracket you have to take, so that a variable I have to do. So I won't do the props. Props is the complete name. Props dot name I'll do. Props dot name I'll do. Save it. Okay, so now you see here the same thing is done, but here see, greetings from JavaScript, greetings from Golang, greeting from shift. So it is shown like that. Okay, so that is how you are going to use props most of the time. But there is another way in which you will use at least 5 to 10% of the time the props. The other way is like React components are self-closing most of the time. Okay, self-closing, and instead of that I will close it like this. Instead of that I will close it like this. Then I will have a language of the web, and this I will have the language language for iOS apps. I'll write. Okay, so now I have written something inside it. Okay, so now you'll see one more magic. I'll save it. There is something known as children is come. I didn't give anything like children. Okay, I just passed something between it, and the children props has been come. This is known as children props, which comes to the name children, So children is coming. Now I can show it. So maybe I'll show it in a paragraph, and I will show it as directly as props dot children, props dot children, because this is what I have to show, props dot children. So I will save it. No, I will save it, but I got some big error. And when I got an error here also VS Code, it means I got some error. Okay, so that is there. So I got this error, and this error is telling something, and this error is self-explanatory. Adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. Did you want a JSX fragment? Okay, did you want a JSX fragment or it should be do? I don't know. I'm not English teacher. My wife is. Okay, did you want a JSX fragment? Okay, so that is there. And it means that React component cannot start with the like h1 or a p. It should start with the same thing and end with the same thing, and they're specifying us to use one thing known as JSX fragment. But we can use, it is not required that we can use JSX fragment, but we should use it a little wide. We have can use anything which is same. We can use a div, we can use a span, anything we can use. So maybe I'll use a div. So, and div I will use, and I will wrap it. See, the moment I wrap it, the error has gone from here also, and the I will cut it, save it, and see. Now the children is coming, and this children I was able to show props of children. I'm able to show this thing. Okay, but why React team was telling okay that you should not use, you should use something known as this fragment? Why they were telling that? See, initially my code was containing the h1 and p. Maybe because in Flexbox, if you know Flexbox and Grid, which you always teach in our channel, Flexbox and Grid, we are always told that like div or something you tag, it will take its own like become a children. So it will be in React. What used to happen? I'm using React for a long time. Like we used to face a very big style problem in big projects. Okay, so when I was working as a full-time developer, architect, and all those things, we used to face very big project problem because of that. And styling problems, and styling problems are very big thing. So that's why React team came out with something that's fragment. So what was happening earlier? There was if I now I let me select it, inspect it. Okay, maybe I have to do it a bit bigger. See what will happen. Okay, so this div, a div is been created inside this h1 and p are been, a div is again been created inside this h1 and p are there, and a div is again been created inside this h1 and p is there. Suppose in the parent, I'm not going to styling much. In the parent app just have some Flexbox or Grid. So earlier they were not considered as a children, but right now they will consider as a children because of this, and it will mess up with the style a lot. So div, this Facebook team has came out with something special which is known as a fragment. Fragment means doesn't means anything, but it can be used in the place of div, and I can delete it. Okay, I will delete it, and this is known as a fragment. This thing is known as a fragment. Empty brackets only in React, nothing else. Save it. Now see what will happen. Now let me again inspect it. Now it is behaving as if there is nothing here. See, after this app, I am directly having H1P, 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 as if there is nothing is there. Nothing is there. Okay, so that will not mess up with your styling. So that is something which you should do, always do. Unless you need a div to be there, you should take a fragment in most of the cases, because React some there are a little bit rules are there here and there. React components can have like start with h1 and with the p. It cannot be there. Okay, okay, so that is there. Now we have seen for the class based. Okay, we have seen for the class based. Okay, and no, we have seen for the functional. So now we'll see for the class based also. Okay, so maybe I'll have it here. Maybe I'll have a break row in the between. Okay, one more thing. React, you cannot have like break row is a self closing. In HTML you can have like this. Actually you should do self closing, but HTML it is not mandatory. In React it is mandatory. If self closing tag is there, it should be like this, break row. Okay, so this welcome I will now do it. And a functional class based component also have the same things, like it is also going to have the children, and also let us create those things like name equal to flutter. And why it is giving me error? Okay, so I'm not given this, so it is giving me error because of that. So flutter I'll do, and then mm, why flutter I'm taking welcome, and this I'll write language for cross platform from mobile development language for cross-platform mobile development I'll have, and then I will have a welcome again, welcome, and now this is there, and name equal to maybe React Native I'll do, and the last one I will have a, let me copy this thing. The last one I will have like this, name equal to, I will have a Java, and Java is there now. This I will have a self closing because I want to have something. Okay, and it is not required always. It is not required always to have like your uh, like having a string inside it. Okay, so you can have something else also, like I can have a button also here, completely fine. Okay, so click for Java I'll do and save it, and see, I'm not using it, so it is going there. But if I come here, there is nothing like argument here. I was passing the prop as an argument, so how I am going to pass this? This is an argument, but in a class based component there is no arguments and all like that. Okay, so how we're going to do that thing? So for that thing we are going to use something known as this in class based component always have something known as this. So this we can use, and this we use a lot in React also. Classes have this special this keyword, which is a JavaScript concept, and this keyword is a bit complicated, but not that complicated. It is something special in, you can learn about it. So I will again have a welcome to, I will have, instead of props I will have a this dot props dot name, this dot props dot name, and in the P I will have this dot props dot children, this dot props dot children I'll have. Again it is giving me the same error. So what the fix is a fragment, fix is a fragment. Okay, so I'll have this, and fragment will go here, and then I'll do it, and I will cut it, and now I can use it. See? Welcome to Flutter, welcome to React Native, welcome to Java, and click for Java is also coming. Okay, so this whole thing is coming, and this is how we do it. Okay, so the next concept of state is there. Okay, one sec. Okay, so state concept I will do tomorrow, because when I'm doing this thing I want to cover another thing. Okay, one sec, I forgot to create the Google form. Okay, so let me also give a Google form for today's attendance. One sec, forgot to create it. ReactJS beginners 1. So we'll have attendance daily. Day 1. Day 1 attendance. Please mark the day 1 attendance is there. Okay, so thanks Adi. So now state concept is a major concept which we are going to learn tomorrow. So let us complete one small topic, because we are here. We'll complete a topic of destructuring. So destructuring is a topic which again is you should know ES6 for it. So that's why I tell that JavaScript is very much required, and ES6 concept are very much required in React, and we use it. This is a shortcut, but this is a very good shortcut. Okay, so in the here what is happening, we are passing the props here. Okay, passing the props here. So props is what? Props is an object. Okay, so we can do the destructuring directly here. Instead of this I'll do the name comma children. Okay, so you'll think it is a more thing, but in bigger project it is used a lot. This destructuring, object destructuring we're using, which we do is ES6. So I don't have to use the props keyword now. So I've done this destructuring, and now I'll save it. So no error is there. So if error will have come, it will not have worked. Okay, this is one way to do destructuring in a functional component. There is another way to do destructuring in a functional component. In that, what happened is name children I will take here, and this props will be here itself, and then const So this you will find more comfortable, equal to props. Okay, so this is again, this is known as a object destructuring. So I'll save it and see, same thing will be there, object destructuring, same thing is there. So object destructuring done. Now I will go here, and here the first thing is that there is no there is no argument, as I've told earlier. So how do we do the destructuring here? So first thing is that the first way is not possible, the second way is possible. And one more thing is that in React, this component, you do restructuring always inside the render. So I'll do this thing, const name, and then this dot props. So here this dot props have to do. And now see, one more thing is, one more beneficial thing is here. I will be able to get rid of two words. So like this. So it is very much beneficial in class base. Suppose I have this dot name at 50 places. Okay, this dot props dot name, 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 this dot props dot name. I am like, with one line of code, I am getting rid of all those things. And that's why you'll see almost every developer, your team lead, your architect, everybody will love this shortcut, which is occurring because of object destructuring of ES6. We use almost every concept of ES6 in React. Okay, so that's why JavaScript and ES6 is very, 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 very much required. Okay, so that is done. And okay, yeah, so that is done. As I have told, the class concept and all we are going to see tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow we'll extend a bit more also, and maybe try to complete this. So hope everyone have filled the attendance form. Please fill the attendance form. Okay, so I am seeing that 16 people. Okay, one sec. Some people might be watching it from LinkedIn also. So okay, so okay, let me give them. Please do try to watch it on.
People might be watching it
Okay,
on LinkedIn also. So
so there, yeah, some people are watching it on LinkedIn. So let me also give them also attendance sheet, and then we will close it. Okay, day one attendance is here. So please mark day one attendance. Okay, so that is there. I've given the day one attendance, and thank you all. And we will meet again at the same time tomorrow at the same time, which is 6:30 p.m. I'm taking it a bit early because this week also we have some festivals going on here in the north of India, so that is there. And that's why a bit early. Generally we have at 8:30 p.m. IST this class, or another time is like as 4 p.m. also we sometime have. Okay, so that is there. And please do like and subscribe if you're liking what we are doing. We recently have come out of a till our bootcamp. We got a very good response to that. Thank you for liking that thing. And please do like and subscribe if you're not done.